You are 35. Maybe 37. You eat well. You exercise. You are not even close to menopause, or so you have been told. But something is very wrong. The night sweats. The sleep that breaks apart at 3 a.m. for no reason. The anxiety that arrived from nowhere. The cycles that have suddenly gone rogue. The rage that feels completely unlike you. And the most frustrating part? Your blood tests come back normal. Your doctor says you are fine, but you are not fine. And today, I am going to tell you exactly what is happening and why no one warned you about this. In this video, we are covering what perimenopause actually is and why it can begin far earlier than most women realize, the 10 signs of early perimenopause that are most commonly missed or misdiagnosed, why standard blood tests often fail to catch it, and what you can do right now, naturally, to support your body through this transition. This is the video I wish someone had handed me 10 years ago. Let us get into it. What perimenopause actually is. Here is the thing that most women do not know and that most doctors fail to explain. Perimenopause is not a moment. It is a transition, a hormonal recalibration that can quietly begin 10 to 15 years before your final period. From the moment a woman is born, she has a finite number of eggs. Over the reproductive years, the ovaries gradually produce less estrogen and progesterone. This decline does not follow a straight line. It fluctuates, it surges, it dips. And those fluctuations are what create the chaotic, confusing symptoms of perimenopause. For most women, this transition begins between 40 and 44. But for a significant number, research estimates between 10 and 15%, it begins in the late 30s. And for some, even earlier. The milder, gradual version, hormonal fluctuation that produces real symptoms without a definitive clinical marker, often starts in the mid to late 30s with no official diagnosis attached to it. That gap between your symptoms and your diagnosis, that no man's land where you feel terrible but everything comes back normal, that is what this video is about. And it has a name. Before we get to the 10 signs, if you have been searching for real, empathetic, science-backed answers about your hormonal health, hit subscribe. We publish new videos every week on gut health, natural remedies, and the hormonal shifts women navigate at every stage of life. You deserve to understand your own body. Let us make that happen together. 10 signs of early perimenopause. The signs of early perimenopause are rarely obvious. They show up disguised as anxiety disorders, thyroid problems, depression, and burnout. These are the 10 signs most commonly missed and misdiagnosed. Sign 1. Sleep disruption, especially waking between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Progesterone has a natural calming, sleep-promoting effect. As it declines, the result is fragmented sleep, particularly that characteristic early morning waking with a racing mind and an inability to fall back to sleep. Sign 2. Cycle changes, shorter, longer, heavier, or lighter. The menstrual cycle is the most direct mirror of hormonal health. As the hormonal signals regulating ovulation become less consistent, cycles become unpredictable, and some may become anovulatory. Sign 3. Anxiety that feels out of nowhere. Estrogen plays a critical role in regulating serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, the brain's key calming neurotransmitters. When estrogen fluctuates erratically, so do these chemicals. The anxiety is real. The root cause may be hormonal, not psychological. Sign 4. Brain fog and memory lapses. Estrogen is neuroprotective. When it fluctuates, women experience words disappearing mid-sentence, difficulty concentrating, and a mental cloudiness that is disorienting for women who have always relied on their sharpness. Sign 5. Mood changes, irritability, low mood, and emotional flooding. As the progesterone-estrogen ratio shifts, women often describe disproportionate rage, unexpected tears, or a flatness that does not quite feel like depression but does not feel like themselves either. Sign 6. Night sweats or heat sensitivity. Estrogen helps regulate the hypothalamus, the brain's internal thermostat. As it fluctuates, the hypothalamus becomes hypersensitive and triggers inappropriate heat responses, including night sweats. Sign 7. Breast tenderness. Cyclical or constant breast tenderness beyond your premenstrual norm can signal the elevated or fluctuating estrogen levels characteristic of early perimenopause. Sign 8. Low libido. Both testosterone and estrogen contribute to libido and sexual responsiveness in women. As both begin to shift, the physical and psychological experience of desire changes. This is information, not something to accept or dismiss. Sign 9. Joint pain and muscle aches. Estrogen has significant anti-inflammatory effects throughout the body. As it begins to fluctuate, women report a sudden onset of joint pain, particularly in the hands, knees, and hips with no injury or obvious cause. Sign 10. Digestive changes and bloating. Estrogen receptors line the entire digestive tract. Hormonal fluctuation directly affects gut motility and microbiome composition, producing new or worsening bloating and digestive unpredictability. This is why gut health support is one of the most powerful tools for perimenopausal symptom management. 10 signs, each commonly attributed to something else. If you recognize 3 or more of these symptoms, particularly if they arrived or intensified together, your hormones deserve a conversation, not a dismissal. Why blood tests often miss it? Here is one of the most important things I want you to take from this video. You may have asked your doctor about your hormones. Your FSH came back normal, your estrogen came back normal, and you were told you are absolutely fine. Here is why that happens. Hormone levels in early perimenopause are not consistently low. They are erratically fluctuating. A blood test is a single snapshot taken on a single day. If you test during a hormonal surge, which is common in early perimenopause, your estrogen may actually appear elevated and your FSH may read as normal. But the variation across your cycle tells a completely different story. More comprehensive approaches include testing FSH, LH, estradiol, and progesterone at multiple points across the cycle, tracking anti-Mullerian hormone, which reflects ovarian reserve, and testing thyroid function and cortisol alongside hormones. But beyond blood tests, the most powerful diagnostic tool is your lived experience. A detailed symptom diary tracking mood, sleep, cycle patterns, energy, and physical symptoms across 2 to 3 months gives a clinician far more usable data than a single hormone panel. You are not imagining this. You are perceptive. And your body is giving you data. What you can do right now: prioritize blood sugar stability. This is the foundation of perimenopausal symptom management. Structure every meal around protein, healthy fat, and slow-releasing carbohydrates. Avoid eating carbohydrates alone. Do not skip breakfast. Keep dinner light and early. Support progesterone naturally. Vitamin B6 found in chickpeas, salmon, and potatoes is involved in progesterone synthesis. Magnesium found in pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate, and leafy greens supports progesterone production and sleep quality. Reducing caffeine and alcohol, both of which suppress progesterone, is one of the most impactful changes you can make. Use phytoestrogens strategically. Flaxseed is the most researched phytoestrogen for perimenopause. 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed daily added to smoothies, oats, or yogurt acts as a buffer during estrogen fluctuations. Fermented soy like miso and tempeh also provides phytoestrogens with additional gut benefits. Protect your sleep architecture. Magnesium glycinate taken before bed supports sleep depth and reduces the early morning cortisol surge that wakes perimenopausal women. Avoiding screens for 60 minutes before bed, keeping the bedroom cool, and maintaining a consistent sleep window all support progesterone-driven sleep. Move your body without adding stress. The perimenopausal body responds best to a combination of strength training which supports estrogen metabolism and bone density, gentle cardio like walking and swimming, and restorative practices like yoga and breathwork. 3 to 4 sessions per week with adequate rest is far more effective than daily high-intensity training. You cannot stop the transition, but you can absolutely change your experience of it. The right food, the right movement, the right sleep habits, and the right practitioners make the difference between perimenopause feeling like a crisis and feeling like a recalibration you are actively guiding. If you are in your 30s and something feels off, your sleep, your mood, your cycles, your mind, please do not accept "everything looks normal" as a final answer. Learn the 10 signs. Track your symptoms. Ask for comprehensive hormone testing at multiple points in your cycle. Advocate for yourself. And start building the daily habits: protein-anchored meals, magnesium, flaxseed, quality sleep, restorative movement that support your hormones through this transition. Your body is not broken, it is shifting. And you can guide that shift. Which of these 10 signs have you experienced, and how long did it take to connect them to your hormones? Drop your answer in the comments. Share this video with a woman in her 30s who needs to hear this.